You sure you guys are ending homelessness? Looks like you're running a business to me. Just saying.
A good contact report is worth its weight in gold. Okay, and can we just agree that a bad contact report is just weak sauce? Like, it's not for me, it's not for you. We don't do that. We write good contact reports. We're not just gonna write good contact reports. We're gonna write supercharged contact reports. Get my supercharged contact report template at the link in the comments. We're gonna learn about the most important people in our donors' lives, and we're gonna record that. We're going to ask questions about, we are going to listen for, and we are going to record what the donor's purpose is. What is the change that they want to make in the world? We need to know about our donors' advisors, so we're going to take note of those. What assets are they going to use to fund their philanthropy? Record their communication preferences in your contact report so that you and your colleagues will be able to reach out to them. Last two tips. Number one, write a really good title so that when people are skimming through your CRM, they know which contact reports to look at. An example would be scholarship support in FY25 versus Met for Coffee. Also, conclude each of your contact reports with next steps so you can clearly track what you're supposed to do next and that it was completed. To get my super popular, supercharged contact report template, go to the link in the comments.
Getting 146 sponsorship applications out the door. So much folding. Mail merging and printing the envelopes. Envelope stuffing plus stamping. Triple checking plus doing the data entry. The big send off.
I'm going to AFP Icon this year. I'm so excited. It's the first time ever. I've always wanted to go, and I just received a scholarship from the Vancouver Island Association of Fundraising Professionals. I received two scholarships, actually, one for the full cost of the conference, and then an additional $500 scholarship from John Saunders to help pay for hotel and flight. And so I am just thrilled. Who else is going to be at Icon in New Orleans? I can't wait to see you there. Looking forward to it. Happy holidays, everyone. This is Elizabeth from the Canadian Alliance to End Homelessness. We are in the middle of Hanukkah. We just passed solstice and Christmas is coming up. And it's cold here in Victoria. We are having an unusual dump of snow. We got about 30 centimeters a couple of days ago, and it's about to start snowing again. And I can't help but think of the thousands of people in Canada who don't have a warm place to sleep tonight. And if you are at all inspired, the Canadian Alliance to End Homelessness would really appreciate your donations. I think all of the local shelters would also appreciate your donations. I think it's really important to support both the emergency measures and also the policy work that contributes to systemic change. So thank you so much. I'll put a link to donate if you care to, and please do give generously this holiday season. There's so many people who need your help. Thank you.
And just saying, don't you think that instead of treating homelessness like a business and them sending out invitations for people to basically donate money, why wouldn't they be sending out people or letters or surveys to the homeless and asking them what their experience is and what, based on their experience, what do they feel and think could help or improve the quality of life for people going through homelessness, and also create new ways to get people from homeless to housed to employed. How about working on those pathways? Because that's what's going to, over a long period of time, start to improve the quality of life for people that are going through homelessness, and also start to shrink and completely, basically remove homelessness out of the equation. I lived at the Salvation Army, So I know how much they charge per bed. I made a video about that. And also, cramming 30 men in one single room on bunk beds that are getting eaten alive by bed bugs. If you think that's a good deal for $600 just because somebody's homeless, they don't deserve any quality of life at all when there's hundreds of millions of dollars being generated around homelessness, but that's how the living conditions are for the homeless. Well, then there's a problem. And if people are getting paid $120,000 a year, 160 and 200,000 a year, and they're not even doing anything to actually help the individuals that are suffering in those conditions, then you're a liar and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing with the money, which means where's it all going? To all of these things that don't actually affect the individual, the actual homeless person. I know because I was homeless for 7 years. I lived at the Salvation Army. So I figured out pretty fast that there was something wrong with the way things were. So that's what led me down this road of doing all this investigating, and things is getting a lot worse. So anyways, this is the Salvation Army in Victoria, BC. 147 beds, okay? But they don't mention that, we charge, $600 a month from the homeless people to live there in a dorm with 30 other men. What her argument was the salary is only $80,000 to $120,000, nowhere near what I said. I wasn't talking about the salary. I was talking about this, and then also the money that's generated off the beds, charging the homeless people to live in inhumane conditions. So I don't know what you're talking about, but the fact that you work for the Canadian Alliance to End Homelessness and you're arguing this point with me when I'm literally advocating for homelessness because I actually was homeless and you weren't. Elizabeth Nobel Award winner, actor. This is the difference in between me and you. And we don't need people like you advocating for us, okay? And fundraising and generating money. We don't need that. Because we know we're out there suffering and you're not helping. So you're lying through your teeth. So is the coalition, and so is our place and all these other places. It's pathetic, it's disgusting, and I've witnessed it firsthand going through 7 years of homelessness in this city. And I will never stop until, that's exposed, because I almost died out there as a sober homeless person. So, there's quite a lack of resources and even the basic needs, and the abuse from the staff that I experience, that's a whole nother level. So nobody should be getting paid or generating anything if that's the conditions that I experience going through homelessness, and it needs to get exposed. So let's do some math. 147 beds, right? Sorry, 600 times 147 is what I meant. $88,200 per month. That shelter specifically generates this much per month off of the beds. Okay. So, and then times that by 12, $1,058,400. So, that's per year off of just the beds. But that's the conditions that people are living in. In the showers, they're like jail showers. You stand up beside each other and press a button and the water comes out, and then you got to press the button again in 30 seconds. It's just the worst conditions that anybody could live in Canada, at least in a country like Canada, so. And the problem is, it's not people getting paid for doing work. The problem is they're getting paid and the work's not getting done, and they're lying about it. And they're being abusive towards the same people that they're supposed to be supporting. So to me, that was the most disgusting experience I ever went through, living homeless for 7 years in Victoria, BC. I went to Rock Bay, our place, Salvation Army, and it was just inhumane. And also the attitude of the people that worked there didn't make sense. A lot of them weren't even people that have lived experience. So anyways, moral of the story is there's hundreds of millions of dollars being generated around homelessness in this city, and there's lots of opportunities for everybody except for the homeless people, and there's very limited amount of resource. So the figures do not reflect in the actual area that they need to reflect in, which is in the lives of the homeless people that are affected mostly by poverty.